Hello everybody. So in the last lectures we were studying about alpha decay, and we just discussed the energetics of alpha decay, and we studied how quantum tunneling describes our phenomena, alpha decay phenomena. So first of all, if we understand the modes of radioactive decay, now radioactivity is, if I say the radioactivity, then we know that radioactivity is the spontaneous transmission of one particular the phenomena in which spontaneous disintegration happens. And there are three modes of this spontaneous disintegration. One is alpha decay, second one is beta decay, and third one is gamma decay. Now necessarily in alpha decay and beta decay we have a transformation of one nuclei to another nuclei. In alpha decay we know the mass number changes by unit of 4 and atomic number changes by unit of 2. In beta decay the proton gets converted into neutron or neutron gets converted into proton. We will discuss that later. Then there is another significant transformation in which the nuclei itself from higher state to lower states how transform from higher state to lower state, and energy in terms of gamma radiation gets emitted. So if we talk about radio alpha decay, then how do we study alpha decay, right? So suppose if I have a now this is my source S. Now for radioactivity atomic number should be greater than 209. Okay, and the another condition for the radioactivity is that n by z should be greater than 1.5. The ratio should be greater than 1.5. Now these are the two substantial conditions. Now suppose this is our source S, and if the naturally radioactive source is emitting radio alpha decay, then how do I study that this particle is alpha decay? Now the disintegration happens to be by two terms. We know that the corpuscular arrangement or the corpuscular uh, transformation or the radioactivity or the radiation emission from the substance S. So if the corpuscle particles are there, then I can signify that or I can significantly understand that particle using magnetic field and electric field if the particle has some charge. So suppose we have alpha particle, then alpha particle follows this path. If I apply the magnetic field in this particular region, this is our source and this is the containment of that source. This is source and this is the containment of this source. Okay. So suppose if I have alpha particle, now these are alpha particles, and for beta particles, these are our beta. Now this follow beta negative particle or positive particle. If I apply my magnetic field the beta particle follows the circular trajectory in this direction, and alpha particle follow the circular trajectory in this direction, and there gamma radiation which don't have any effect of this. Then these are the gamma radiation, and these are the beta particles. Okay, so these are beta particles, beta negative or beta positive, we can understand this. So first of all I need to apply magnetic field here for this understanding that alpha particle are coming in or so this way alpha particle are going in this direction, beta particle are going in this direction. So we know that if there are some charge particle gets emitted from the source, then the main thing is that you need to apply some kind of electric field or magnetic field to understand the kind of particle, what is the charge on that particle. For the magnetic field interaction, the force acting on the any alpha or beta particle having charge q vb, if the magnetic field is perpendicular to the initial velocity of the particle. Okay. Similarly, if I apply the electric field, then that is the force experienced by the charged particle is this. Okay. So alpha particle has 2 unit of E, and beta particle has 1 unit of E. That depends on the beta negative particle and beta positive particle. So they will follow that kind of interaction. Okay. Now the next thing is, we got to understand that A should be greater than this much, any atomic mass number should be greater than 209 for the natural radioactivity, and N by Z should be greater than 1.5. So initially we discussed, now this is kind of radioactivity. Initially we discussed the interaction of charged particles with matter. Okay. And we got to find out that the range depend on directly proportional to V raised to power cube. Now what is this V? Now you suppose that you are bombarding a proton or alpha particle, heavy charge particle on any matter, now any crystal arrangement. Then there are electronic configuration of that arrangement. There are electrons revolving in outermost cells, and we got to find out the Bloch-Bethe equation. And before that, we discussed energetics of that interaction. That kinetic energy of the particle gets decayed, and that gets transformed to these electrons and the nucleus, and that's how the interaction happens. So we go to find out that if I have alpha particles or proton with the initial kinetic energy half mv square and the velocity v, then if there is more and more energy and there is more and more velocity of the particle, the range depends on the particle, and range was directly proportional to v cube. And for kinetic energy relation, this was our interaction, that R is equal to e raised to power 3 by 2. Right. So now this, if I say, wait a second, I need to